Inside your body, there are specific locations that are dedicated to your ancestors, to your kin, to your relationship with creation. Each chakra actually plays host to a crucial kinship alliance, allowing you to go there in meditation and express your gratitude to these sacred bonds. Namaskar, Divine Seekers. In Tantra, there's an elaborate creation theory that begins with consciousness and energy at the start of creation. Then energy breaks itself down into cruder and cruder forms and objects, what we call the 5 fundamental factors of the universe. So energy modifies itself into space. It creates all the space in the universe. Then it modifies itself into air, and then light, liquids, and finally solids. These 5 fundamental factors become the basic material ingredients of all living beings and inanimate objects in the universe. For example, just look at the presence of these factors in our bodies. We have the solid factor in our bodies, like in our bones and our skin. We have the liquid factor in our blood and saliva. We have the luminous factor in the form of luminous photons that are actually inside of the body and also in the fire of our digestion. We have the aerial and gaseous factor in our breath and in our lungs, and we have the spatial factor because we occupy space and there's space between our organs and space between our fingers. I want you to go ahead and trace back your entire evolutionary existence to see how you're connected to these 5 fundamental factors. You come from your ancestors' bodies and DNA, and your ancestors come from a long line of evolution going back to our primate ancestors and going back to the mammals and reptiles that the primates derived from, all the way to our earliest ancestors, the unicellular beings who only existed in water when there was only water in our planet. Our planet is still made up of 2/3 water, but our planet was only water after it had cooled down from the blazing fireball it used to be, a fireball not much different than the sun. And that ball of fire was formed by natural gases in the solar system coming together. And those gases had to be contained somewhere. Well, they were contained in space, right? In the expansion of time and space. So we see our complete interdependence with the 5 fundamental factors. We exist because of them, and that is why they are a sacred kinship alliance. Tantrics have long honored and meditated on the 5 fundamental factors via the chakras. Each of the first 5 chakras represents one of the 5 fundamental factors. The Muladhara chakra is the first chakra, located at the base of the spine, and it controls the solid factor. Notice how from this area of the body, we see the release of solid wastes. The Svadhisthana chakra, which is the second chakra located just above the urinary organ, controls the liquid factor. Notice how from this area of the body, we see the release of urine and sexual fluids. The Manipura chakra is the third chakra, located at the navel, and it controls the luminous factor. Notice how the belly is always the warmest part of the body, as if there's some inner light burning within. And of course, there's heat there to assist digestion and help us process physical food. The Anahata chakra is the fourth chakra, located at the center of the chest, and it controls the aerial factor. Notice how the chest area is where the lungs are located. And we also have gases that rise up through the chest whenever we need to burp. The Vishuddha chakra, which is the 5th chakra, is located at the center of the throat. Notice how the throat contains the vocal cords, allowing us to produce sound. And this chakra controls space. Sound and space are completely linked. Sound as a vibration needs space to unfold. It needs room to unfold. And sound can get greatly modified depending on the size of the space where it is unfolding. So when practicing tantric meditation, we go on a chakra journey, raising our kundalini, our spiritual energy, from the first chakra up to the second, up to the third, up to the fourth, and the 5th. By going up the chakras, our minds get more and more subtle, and we enter higher realms of self-realization, especially when we go up to the 6th and 7th chakra. Going up the chakras in your meditation shouldn't just be a quick A to B to C sequence that you just breeze through. At each chakra, it's a wonderful practice to pause and reflect on the fundamental factor that it hosts, and on your kinship connection to that factor. How do you deal with the fact that Brahma, or the supreme entity of the universe, is so abstract? I mean, how do you relate with something that is so unfathomable for the small human mind? Click on the video that's right over there to get a profound answer to this question. Click right there and we'll continue this conversation. Thank you and namaskar.